Who am I as a teacher, and how did I get here? I believe I am a caring teacher who aims to help all my students succeed in life. I am passionate about focusing on the abilities of each individual student and providing support to enable them to improve on their weaknesses and build on their strengths. I believe that all students are able to learn. I am a teacher who is passionate about helping those students with special needs, in particular those with an intellectual disability such as autism. This comes from growing up with a brother who has Asperger's syndrome and seeing firsthand the challenges he has faced. Yet with support, he was able to go through mainstream schooling, complete VCE, and eventually go to university to study sound production. I have seen with my brother Cameron how people with autism have particular interests, and by incorporating this into your teaching, they can really strive and learn more effectively. During my high school years, I also began volunteering with Interchange Central Gippsland, where I went on camps and day events to support a teenager with a disability. I found this to be a great experience to help them feel valued, and it even helped my confidence. After years of volunteering, I was offered to work as an attendant carer for Interchange, and have been doing so for the last 2.5 years. I really enjoy working for Interchange as it enables me to make a difference in both my clients and their families' lives. I've developed strong relationships with my clients and their families. Through my work, I've experienced some challenging behaviours which I have overcome, and I believe it is helping me to be more assertive and prepares me for teaching as well as parenting. I believe that students learn best through doing, and when learning is made meaningful to the students. This belief comes from my experiences with learning throughout school and university. I remember in primary school the projects we created that involved making something and was related to real life scenarios. For example, in grade 5, we made our own houses by first of all creating a house plan, and after this I created a 3D model of my house. I enjoyed this learning experience and it still sticks with me today. While on placement, my students also created their own plans for their dream homes. I saw how motivated the students were in this task. They all enjoyed this task as it allowed them to be creative and was relevant to their lives. I believe that my professional identity and who I am as a teacher has been largely shaped by my experiences in schools. Through my hands-on experiences of teaching and being in the classroom, I have learned from my mistakes and reflected on the skills I need to develop to ensure effective teaching and learning for my students. I've been able to see what works and what does not. During my years at university, I have learned that the best way to learn is through trying new things and learning from my mistakes. I believe it is important to allow students to make mistakes, as the reflection on these helps us to improve in the future. I also consider it to be important for students to have a positive attitude and try new things, as I believe that students should have a growth mindset where they can grow and achieve their goals through application, hard work, and experiences. During placement, I have learned lots through hard work and ongoing experience. I believe that ICT is a great tool for learning. I have seen how using a video to explain and introduce a concept has engaged and motivated the students and supported their learning. I believe that I will incorporate ICT into my teaching to motivate and enhance the learning experience of my students and relate my teaching to the contemporary world. As a professional, I believe it is important for me to get constant feedback on how I can improve my teaching to help students learn more effectively. I enjoy learning and realise that as a teacher I will be a lifelong learner. As our world is continually changing, I believe that it is important that I continue to improve and develop my skills throughout my whole teaching career. I have wanted to be a teacher since I was only a young girl. During early childhood and primary years, I would often line up all my dolls on the couch and read them stories and pretend that I was the teacher and they were my students. During high school, my goal was to perform well at school so that I could get into university to be a teacher. In Year 12, I was so committed to doing well that I put so much pressure on myself to do well, which led me to developing anxiety. During this time, I was so focused on school and getting good marks that I did not have time for anything else. I have learned that it is important that I look after myself and make sure I have a balanced life, taking time to spend with family and friends and to do activities I enjoy. I have had times over the last 4 years that have challenged my teaching abilities, but I have worked hard to overcome these challenges and better myself as a teacher. This year I had a challenging class, but I learnt so many valuable lessons and believe that I grew through these. I have seen how important it is for me as a teacher to develop relationships with my students. I strongly believe that relationships with colleagues, students and parents is a key to being a successful teacher and professional. I have seen how students will trust you and respect you more when you take the time to listen to them and learn about their likes and dislikes. What kind of professional am I, or do I want to be? As a professional, I want to be seen as respectful, understanding, approachable, reflective, and having the student's best interest as my focus. I believe that I am still developing as a teacher and I have so much to still learn, but I believe that I will be learning for life and always have things to improve on.
created using Powtoon.